Alright YouTube, this is a for sale video for my 1990 Chrysler Town Country. I've had this van for 9 years this month. It was bought new in Vancouver, Washington, and when I picked it up in 2013 it was in Oregon, and I'd run a Carfax on it at that time, and it had spent its whole life in Western Washington and Oregon, which is probably why it has zero rust anywhere. Undercarriage is immaculate. Things to think about. So obviously it's extraordinarily rare, 1 year only. These just do not exist anymore, period. And for that reason I've kept it a long time. Kind of half-heartedly tried selling it a time or two, but I'm ready to let some cars go. I've got too many of them that are just sitting, and that's not good for them. Somebody needs to be enjoying it. This particular Town & Country is an early build. Again, they were only this body style for the 1990 model year. This one was built May of '89, and in May of '89, as a 1990, Chrysler did not have the 3.3 V6 available yet. So early Town & Countries came with the 3-liter Mitsubishi V6. I'll just go over the flaws. The wood trim, I had the top of it painted. If you go through my old videos, you can see that back in, I think, 2014 maybe. Anyway, when the body shop painted it, it was just the top because it had typical Chrysler paint failure. And the wood trim was in great shape, but they taped off on the upper wood. When they peeled it off, you can see what happened to the wood there, which is unfortunate. Otherwise, the paint's in great shape. Runs great. Runs and shifts great. Engine does not burn any oil, does not smoke. No major leaks, nothing like that. I can't remember for sure the year, but at one point I've had quite a bit of service work done on it at the dealership. I have a good friend that works in the service department, so he hooks me up. And in 2020 at the dealership, they did a steering rack and a tune-up with, he found new old stock Mopar plug wires and all that stuff. And at that time we were looking under it, and it had a warranty, Chrysler warranty replacement tag on the transmission. And I can't remember for sure, but I think it was a Napa warranty tag on the engine, which makes sense because it has 190,000 miles on it, and no 3-liter V6 makes it to 190,000 without burning tons of oil. This one does not leak or smoke or any of that stuff. So other flaws, this is a very unusual stereo. It was hard to find. This is the factory one, but it has problems. The radio sometimes shorts out, sort of just goes blank and static. Tape player works great. So I looked for a long time, probably a year or two, and I did find a used factory replacement radio that will come with the van. So if anybody ever wants to mess with that, they can. It'll need new speakers too. They're blown. Functional, but headliner needs to be redone. Interior is actually in pretty good shape, excluding the driver's seat and the steering wheel. I'll fire it up here. Runs great. Let's think, what else issues does it have? Okay, so it either needs a new gauge cluster or an oil pressure sending unit, one or the other. Because the oil pressure gauge has always been like that all 9 years. It's either reads really low or really high, never in between. And definitely does not have a low oil pressure issue. The engine runs amazing. No ticks, no noise, no nothing in 9 years. So catalytic converter rattles, annoying, should be replaced. And other than that, what else? Front struts, I think it could probably use. I think the rear shocks have been replaced, but the front struts are soft, and if you go over like a big bump or something, it kind of bangs in the front. Definitely, I think it could use some struts. Power windows work. It needs new window wipes around the window. The rubber part over here is all dried out and cracked, so on the highway there's a lot of wind noise. What else? Runs great. No issue there, no smoking. Take a look at the engine. As you can see, the driver's seat needs to be recovered, steering wheel, as I mentioned. alarm system is fully intact, and there's a decal under the hood that in like the year 2000 somebody had it converted to 134, but obviously something went wrong because somebody took the belt off. Compressor is not seized. I've never messed with it because I don't drive it enough to worry about that. So again, air conditioning is not operative, but it appears to be fully intact. Trying to think what else. You can see the headliner up here over the driver's area is kind of sagging. Anyway, just want to point out any flaws that I know of. Our super clean undercarriage, no rust, super rare, cool van, but again, 9 years and it just collects dust in my shop. Let's see. And the oil changed, what would that be, May? April or May of 20. Next service due 193,000. So I've driven it, what, 200 miles in 2 years, something like that. Anyway, if anybody has any questions, wants to see anything, just let me know. I've kind of been the keeper, just keeping it safe in my shop and keeping it in existence. Windshield has a chip and a small crack right there. But I'd love to pass it on to another enthusiast who would actually drive it and enjoy it rather than just having it sit in the shop. So, I don't know if I mentioned already, it needs hatch struts too. But other than that, there it is.